The fifth word, I thirst. Christ's thirst is not only physical. It is the agonizing cry of one who is surrounded by blindness, hardness of heart, cruelty. The fifth word of the last 7 words of Christ on the cross is the most human sentiment uttered by Jesus. He has just been whipped, crowned with thorns, made to bear his cross, fallen 3 times on the way. He's been nailed to the cross. No wonder he was thirsty. He took upon himself all the characteristics of being human, and thirst is the one common need every human being experiences. Let's reflect for a few moments. How have you experienced or encountered physical thirst? Can you imagine walking with Jesus as he thirsts? Can you imagine the parched physical pain and Jesus' desperate need for water? Can you imagine struggling in your pain amidst uncaring, jeering crowds like Jesus did? We've taken this space to identify with Jesus in his physical need. Is Jesus not inviting us to similarly identify with those we ignore in their physical needs? But Christ's thirst was not only physical. It is the agonizing cry of one who is surrounded by blindness, spiritual blindness, hardness of heart, cruelty. He had given his life trying to bring people to the living water, to the water that would satisfy all the deepest wishes of their hearts. But what he got was rejection, indifference, and a lack of understanding to the very end. At a deeper level, his thirst was for the consolation of his oneness with his Father, who allowed him to feel a separation that wrung out from him the cry, my God, why have you abandoned me?" This meditation is based on something written by Sister Mary John Mannerhazen, OSB. Let's come to another time of reflection. How have you experienced or encountered spiritual thirst? Can you imagine walking with Jesus, accompanying him through his spiritual thirst? Can you identify with Jesus as he cries, my God, why have you abandoned me?" We've identified with Jesus in his spiritual need. Is Jesus not inviting us to similarly identify with those we ignore in their spiritual need? Can you imagine struggling emotionally, thirsting for love, thirsting to feel the presence of God amidst uncaring, jeering crowds, or hostile silence? What about those we ignore in their spiritual or emotional need whom we encounter? Let's reflect on that for a few moments. Those in our family, those in our world, in desperate need of a bit of love and care, especially in this time of isolation. Yes, we are facing the scourge of the COVID-19 virus. But in our own times, there is also physical as well as spiritual thirst. The earth is literally thirsty for water, which is drying up because of the unthinking human acts that have wiped out forests, polluted the air that brings water, poisoned the rivers and the seas. Truly, the earth is groaning for its salvation. Human communities are literally thirsting for water because of drought, drying riverbeds, lack of rain. As some social scientists predict, the cause of the next global war will be water. Take the time now to expand your thinking, to think of the cosmic Christ, the universal Christ who embraces and encompasses and transcends all creation. Surely the cosmic Christ thirsts now as surely as he did on the cross, as creation thirsts. Surely he thirsts with the creatures, with the parched, expanding deserts that are a result of humans' inattention to creation. I thirst. I thirst. I'd like to invite you to engage in a different kind of prayer. A prayer that I have found most profound personally. A prayer form through which you write a letter from Jesus, in this case from the thirsting Jesus to you. Mother Teresa of Calcutta prayerfully engaged with the Jesus who thirsts, and that led to this letter from Jesus. I thirst for you. It is true, I stand at the door of your heart, day and night, even when you are not listening, even when you doubt it could be me, I am there, waiting for even the smallest signal of your response, even the smallest suggestion of an invitation that will permit me to enter. I want you to know that each time you invite me, I do come, always, without fail. Silent and invisible, I come. Yet with a power and a love most infinite, bringing the many gifts of my spirit, I come with my mercy, with my desire to forgive and heal you, with a love for you that goes beyond your comprehension. A love in each detail so grand, like the love I have received from my Father. I have loved you, all of you, as the Father has loved me. So I'd like to invite you too to engage in this kind of prayer. It's a prayer I learned through the Jesuit Institute. It's a prayer form that I have found most profound. It's a prayer form that led to this letter from Jesus when Mother Teresa of Calcutta prayerfully engaged with the Jesus who thirsts. So in your inner quiet space, talk to Jesus, the Jesus who thirsts, the Jesus who thirsts with you and for you, to Jesus who thirsts with and for creation. And take the time now to pause and write a letter from Jesus to you in your context.